it's Kristi here, and I am so excited to be together again cooking in the kitchen. Today we are learning how to make a quick breakfast or snack avocado toast. This quick snack or breakfast uses just 2 ingredients plus a little salt and pepper, and we only need our toaster. We're gonna have fun making this together today, and I'm so glad you're here.
All is calm and all is bright tonight.
Now, the first step to cooking and working in the kitchen is to wash our hands. While I wash my hands with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds, let's go over the ingredients and supplies that you'll need to gather to cook along today. The ingredients you'll need are half of an avocado, 2 slices of bread, and a pinch of salt and pepper. The supplies you'll need are a cutting board, a small plate, a small bowl, 1 tablespoon, a fork, and a butter knife. Okay, great. Your hands are clean and my hands are clean. We've gathered our ingredients and supplies, so let's get started learning how to make avocado toast. Super simple, quick snack or breakfast, so let's get started. Now, first thing I'm gonna do is toast my bread, so that way when I'm cutting up my avocado, it's already cooking in the toaster. So go ahead and have your toaster plugged in and ready to go, and then grab your 2 slices of bread. Now, any bread that you choose and that's your favorite, go ahead and use for this recipe. I'm actually just doing 2 slices of sourdough. I like how it gets a bit crunchy and it's a bit more thick and sturdy. So I'm using 2 slices of sourdough, but you can do whatever you would like that is your preferred bread. And I'm just popping them in my toaster. Now I'm going to put this on medium heat on my toaster. So that's like, if you have numbers, maybe around 4. If you're not quite sure how long to put it in for, you can always set about a 2-minute timer. So on most toasters, if you have it on the medium setting and you do 2 minutes, it's gonna toast your bread perfectly. So I'm gonna let this start toasting for about 2 minutes while we get our avocado ready to spread onto our toast. So I can put this to the side. Next, grab your avocado and your butter knife. So this is a butter knife that we have in our supply list. Now, if you feel more comfortable using a sharper knife, you can. However, a butter knife will cut through an avocado and it's a bit safer, so I'm using a butter knife. And now we just need to cut this in half. How do I cut my avocado? So what I usually do is I'm going to lay it down on its side and just cut one side. And you'll feel the pit in the middle, so I'm just cutting down one side and then I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Find the middle. I'm just going to cut down that side. And then I'm just going to twist it like if you were eating an Oreo and you were opening it. I'm just gonna twist one side towards me, one side away. Sometimes if you don't get all the way around, you might need to cut a little bit more. So you can either twist it, like mine just fell apart, but you can twist it and it's gonna have the pit on one side and then a side without the pit. Now, because we only need to use half of an avocado for this recipe, I'm going to save the other half, and I'm going to save the half that has the pit in it because it helps to keep it fresh a bit longer. So what I would do is I would put this into a baggie, stick it back in my refrigerator, and then I would use it later in the day or definitely tomorrow because it's not gonna stay good very long. Now, if you make this and you decide you want a bit more guacamole or avocado on your toast, then you could definitely use the whole avocado, but I only need to use half. So save the side that has the pit in it. We're just gonna use the pitless side, and what I'm going to do now is grab my fork that's in the supply list and the small bowl, because we're just going to put this into a bowl and mix it up so we can spread it onto our toast. I'm just taking my fork and scooping it out. Now, however you feel like you need to scoop it is totally your call. What I can do is I can take the fork and go in between the skin and the avocado, and you just follow the direction of the avocado peel, and then usually it pops right out. If you have to take a couple chunks, totally okay. However you need to do it to get your avocado out of its peel. You can put the peel to the side, we're done with that. Our toast popped up, so that's great because we're almost ready to assemble this. And now you can keep your fork to the side because we're going to mix it in a minute. Now we just need to add a little bit of salt and pepper. So I'm going to do a pinch of salt and pepper. So what does that look like? Usually I'll take my salt and I'll just pour a little bit out on my hand. My hands are clean because we washed them, so I pour a little mound, and then I'm just going to grab a pinch of it and sprinkle it right on my avocado. You can brush the rest of it off. Same thing with my pepper. I'm just going to pour a little bit out in my hand, a little mound, enough to grab a pinch and sprinkle it on, and then brush the rest of the side. Now, if you make this and you want it to be a little bit more salty or pepper, go ahead and sprinkle some more on at the end. But for now, we are done with our salt and pepper. You can put that to the side. I'm just gonna take that same fork and I'm going to start mashing it up in my bowl. Now, some people like slices of avocado for avocado toast. You could do that too. So instead of mixing this up, you could just take your butter knife and make some slices and then put it on your toast. I feel that sometimes the slices fall off, so I like mine to be a bit more mashed. So that's what we're doing today, but no, you've got options. And when you cook for yourself in the kitchen, these are the choices that you get to make for yourself. How do you want your avocado toast to be? I like mine a bit more mashed, so I'm taking my fork in my bowl and I am just mixing this around. Now, one thing about our avocado, it's mixing easily because it's a ripe avocado. So you need to make sure that when you choose an avocado to use today to make your avocado toast, that it's, when you press on it and you press on the skin, that you can push into it a little bit. If it's really like a light green and it's hard to squish, it's not ready to use yet. So you wanna have one that gives a little bit when you push on the skin. That way you know it's ready to use and it'll make your life a lot easier when you go to try to mix it together and take it out of its peel. All right, so all we've done is pop half of an avocado into our bowl, sprinkle it with a pinch of salt and pepper, mix it up, and now we are ready to put it on our bread. So I'm going to grab the small plate that we have in our supply list and put that right in front of me. And then I'm also going to grab our 1 tablespoon. All right, so carefully take one piece of toast out, take the second piece of toast out of our toaster, and I'm going to put this fork to the side. We are done using that. Keep your knife because we will use that to spread it. But now all I'm gonna do is put 1 tablespoon of avocado on each slice of bread. So, and it's like a big tablespoon. A heaping tablespoon on 1 and a heaping tablespoon on 2. Now, once you make this, you don't really have to measure out your avocado. I just like to do it that way I know I have the same amount on each side. I like to know how much half of avocado is going to give me on my toast. So this is gonna give you about 2 tablespoons. If you have a little bit extra in there, don't waste it. Pop it on one of your sides. But after that, you can put your bowl to the side, put your tablespoon to the side. We are done with that. And from here, I'm just taking the same butter knife that we used to cut our avocado, and I'm just gently spreading out our little avocado mash that we've made here. And from here, you could always, if you make this and you try it quick and you realize there's not enough salt or pepper, you could always add more. Sprinkle some more on. Like I said, when you cook for yourself, these are the fun choices that you get to make and you could decide what you like. But I'm put my knife to the side because we're done, that's it. That's how quick it is to make avocado toast. We popped our bread in the toaster, toasted it for about 2 minutes, mixed up half of an avocado with a little salt and pepper, spread it on, and now we have this great breakfast or snack option that you have learned to make for yourself in the kitchen. So I do hope you try and make it or try and make it again, and when you do, let me know how it goes. Leave me a comment, let me know if you have any questions. You can even send me a picture of how your avocado toast turned out. I'd love to get to see your creation, and maybe we can share it next week. Now, speaking of next week, on next week's episode, which is episode 93, we are learning how to make a fruit and yogurt parfait. This great summertime breakfast uses just 4 ingredients and it's no bake. We just assemble a few things into a cup or a bowl and we are set. In order to cook along and make our fruit and yogurt parfait, these are the ingredients that you'll need to have in your kitchen for next week. 1/2 cup of vanilla yogurt, 3 large strawberries, 1/4 cup of blueberries, and 1/4 cup of granola. Well friends, our time together today is almost over. I do hope you've enjoyed learning how to make our quick and easy avocado toast. I know I had fun and I already can't wait to cook together again next time. But before you say goodbye to this episode, make sure to click subscribe if you haven't already. You just have to click the little picture of me in the corner. That way you don't miss next week's episode. It'll be out on Friday, and I'll see you then. Bye friends, it's time to eat our toast.